arriving in Victoria, the capital of British Columbia, and this is supposed to be a most beautiful city, very European. I'm really looking forward to meeting my guide Daniel because he's got a lot of places outside of the main area where he'll be taking me to show me the real taste of Victoria. I'm in the crown jewel of Canada. This picture postcard capital city is Victoria, the oldest city in the Pacific Northwest. It's full of natural beauty, a diverse history, great old and new architecture, and it also has one of the mildest climates in Canada. It's full of classic charm with an international flavor and is a great island escape and holiday destination. Looks like it's going to be a rainy day here, so thankfully I'll be in a limo for most of it. Thanks, Daniel. So give me a little bit, I mean, Victoria is a place, like I know that it's the whole European vibe and atmosphere, so.
Absolutely, well Victoria's, I mean, definitely very European. I think Victoria prides itself on almost being more British than Britain. You probably have heard of the afternoon tea, but here in Chinatown you really see the multiculturalism. Victoria was founded just before the turn of the century. Canada is celebrating our 150th birthday this year, so we're doing a lot to celebrate, but Victoria really started to come into its own in the late 1800s, early 1900s, and that's when a lot of these buildings around here were built. Chinatown was really started to grow around the turn of the century when people were coming for the gold rush and the railway. A lot of Chinese immigrants were instrumental in building a lot of our infrastructure, and the Canadian Pacific Railway was really a big part of that. You'll see different placards and things around town. Victoria being such a tourist-focused destination, there's a wealth of knowledge and so many great amenities for people, and so you can really walk on these self-guided tours and take a look at all the different things the city has to offer. In behind these brick walls are actually some garden courtyards. You can't see them, but they're little indoor gardens. This is where, you know, in the early turn of the century, people used to come to the opium dens. You can order from the kitchen at this restaurant here, backdoor service.
Cool. Oh, this is so cool. There's a little, so that you really do that. You go to
You can go to the back door and order.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Daniel's first stop for me today is at Olo Restaurant in the heart of Victoria's Chinatown neighborhood. Olo means hungry in Chinook jargon, a cross of English, Chinese, French, and Chinook languages. It's a good thing I'm hungry, as I'm meeting the chef in the kitchen to whip up something tasty. I have to thank you for such a busy day, having me in the kitchen with you to do this amazing dish.
Thank you, it's my pleasure.
What can you get better than sockeye salmon here, right?
Well, I grew up in a small town just north of here that was quite famous for its salmon, so I really wanted to make it one of my signature dishes.
Perfect. And so what do we have here? You got the salmon.
This is some alder smoked salmon that's just been
Smoked.
brined,
Oh, okay.
and then we've cold smoked it.
Oh.
And then what we do is we brush it with this birch syrup, which is similar to maple syrup.
Right.
You're taking the sap and reducing it down.
It's a little less sweet though, right?
It is a little bit less sweet, but it's also reduced quite a bit more than maple syrup to get that consistency.
This looks like nuts. But
Yeah, it does look like nuts. It's wild rice that we have dehydrated and then puffed up so that it's kind of a little crunchy. And what we've done is we've taken the salmon skin and we grill it over a charcoal grill till it's crispy. We chop those two things up and it makes a little crumb that goes on this.
That looks, oh my God, that sounds amazing.
So I'm just going to take this here and we're just going to cut it into 3 little strips.
Wow, it's so meaty.
And then we don't really need too much of this. It kind of flows around and down.
Just glazes it a little bit.
Yeah, and this, because we don't put any sugar
Yeah.
in the actual brine, this
Okay.
is sort of the sugar component. And I usually pop these beets just in there with them. And they get a little bit of the beet syrup that comes out as well. It mixes
Some
in.
more color, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And we're not cooking this too hot. It's just a 100 Celsius degree oven.
Oh, okay.
And we're just going to do about 5 minutes. And it's all about just getting the fat nice and unctuous. we'll just let that sit for a minute, and we start with some of this grass-fed Tree Island yogurt that we have. Grass-fed organic yogurt from Up Island, and just give it a quick hang just to make sure it's the right consistency. If it's not, we'll add a little whey from the hanging just to get exactly what we want. We want little nice Hershey kisses, right?
Yes, you do. Yeah. I'm really loving beets these days, so this is exciting.
Well, and they just kind of came back into season right now, so we're just getting the first of this season, so it's quite nice to have this. And then we just put a few of these guys on here. And these guys add a nice little lemon flavor to it. It's going to be a little bit citrusy, a little bit chlorophyll-y.
Nice.
A friend of mine goes out and gets this for me, so I can stay in my kitchen, which is quite nice. And
Good
then
to have friends
it
like
finishes
that.
off with the, not hazelnuts, but there it is.
Beautiful. Ooh, finally get to taste it. See, Daniel?
This is beautiful.
This is the beauty of doing this.
I love it.
Oh, wow.
A lot of people are sometimes concerned, like, once you take it off, it doesn't look so pretty, but for me, it's done its pretty part. Now it's got to taste good, right?
I know, it's very hard to demolish your beautiful creation.
It's gorgeous, though.
It's gorgeous
Oh my
and
gosh.
it's delicious.
That is so delicious.
Well, you said it's one of your favorite.
It's
absolute
absolutely
places.
one of my favorite restaurants,
Oh,
if not my ultimate favorite restaurant.
that says a lot.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, you know.
I'll drink to that.
I'll drink to that too.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
And this,
So you said it's a Petit Milo?
Petit Milo with Pinot Gris, but I never. Petit Milo is a grape from Vancouver.
Yeah,
Island.
something
That's amazing.
that was made by some of the people in the wine area to have a grape that would survive in our cold, wet climate. I bet so many great people, so many great stories that live in all these little corners and nooks and crannies, and that's really been the best part of owning a restaurant.
I'm sure it is. So it's like a primary thing here for you to use a lot of the things that are just naturally grown here.
Yeah, I try to highlight sort of the terroir of the island, so anything I can get that's from the island, that's pretty much what I try and focus the cuisine around. Yeah.
I love that. It's
Yeah,
so important to do.
And it's, coming from Europe, you might think this is funny, but it's like buying from these old, historic, 100-year-old farms. But it's like not even old, right?
That's right. Well, I know.
Yeah, like.
Okay, it's still old enough.
Yeah, it's still continually practiced, right?
Well, I know it's a busy day for you, and I really thank you for this, and Daniel for bringing me here.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Delicious.
Thank
Thank you very much.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
It's great to see you.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
the rest of your time
Thanks.
here.
Yeah, we will.
Heading just around the corner, we now have a tea tasting at Silk Road with Canada's leading authority on tea culture, Daniela.
Today, we're going to show you how to taste tea as tea professionals do, because a lot of people know how to taste wine, but how do you taste tea? So the first thing that we do when we're wanting to taste tea as professionals is to start, you immediately notice there's a smell that's coming your way.
Yeah. Can't help that.
Yeah. Now, the next thing we do is we look at the color of the brewed tea, and we actually call that the tea's liquor, even though there's no alcohol involved. So it's the tea's liquor. And the tea's liquor is automatically telling me some information about the tea. Do you see how it's a kind of orangey color?
Right.
That orangey color is indicative of oxidation.
Okay.
And it means that it's going to be either what's known as an oolong tea or a black tea. And so green, black, and oolong tea come from the same plant. How the leaves are processed will dictate what it becomes.
Okay.
So a lot of people don't know that.
That's right.
Yeah. So if you pick a tea leaf and you dry it almost immediately after picking, it becomes a green tea. And it will always have a grassiness to it, and it's because of the inherent nature of the plant. So now, of course, the next thing we want to do is we want to take in the tea's aroma, and we're going to go like this, actually. You're going to put your hand...
You have to, but...
Yeah, it's true.
It's really
it's
potent.
fragrant.
It's good.
But you're going to actually just sniff like that.
That's really nice.
Yeah. Right.
And it's infused, now this tea is infused with local berries, and we grow a lot of local berries here. We're really known for like really delicious berries on the island here. And so we get that nice berry sort of aroma. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a small sip of the tea, and we're just gonna swirl it around in our mouths very gently, not in the way that you do with wine, because with wine, the alcohol content in the wine means that the swirling and the oxygen in there are making you taste it more and releasing flavors. With tea, yeah, swirl too much, you don't taste anything. So just slightly swirl it in your mouth and then swallow.
That's beautiful.
And now the next thing we want to do is we want to think about what's the aftertaste. So we want to take in the aftertaste, and you'll notice some things about the aftertaste of this tea. So it's very smooth.
Very.
It's very sweet. You would almost say that there's sugar added to it, but there isn't any sugar added to it. And that's a mark of quality. So the more bitter a tea, usually, the lower quality it is. Often the more stale it is too. So you can have a tea that's really robust in flavor. As soon as we start to get too much astringency and bitterness, we know we don't have a good quality tea.
Oh, okay. I knew there was so much to tea.
All right.
Exciting.
So, pinkies up.
Never going to be able to drink tea the same again.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Which is the important.
That's right.
Tea time is done, and now it's cocktail time. We get back in the limo and head over to Little Jumbo, a favorite for, I'm told, the best mixed drinks around, as well as some tasty creative food. Oh, I see pork belly, and that's like one of my favorite things.
Me too. I do love me some smoked pork belly.
Oh my gosh.
Delicious. This is a island product that we use. It's called Hertel Meats, and they basically have island Berkshire pigs. They hickory smoke it, and we basically braise it off with apple cider vinegar, and we're going to use this smoked pork belly as part of our squid dish. You can think of it as kind of like a surf and turf, because the smoke works really good with the tenderness and the texture of the squid.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah, so we're just going to start by giving it a quick sear in this pan here. So yeah, we got some smoked pork belly going in here. Watch yourself, brother.
Oh yeah.
So sizzle, sizzle.
Oh,
Caramelization always tastes better, right?
Oh yeah.
It'll happen fairly quickly because there's a lot of brown sugar and maple in the cure for the pork, right? So you want to have your heat kind of moderate so you don't overdo it.
It smells so good, it's wafting over that way.
My cook, Jordy, never makes any of these dishes, though. Only about 30 or 40 a night.
And it still smells good. That means a lot.
Guess he likes the food here.
I think so.
So once we got a little bit of color going,
Yeah.
we're just going to transfer these to our oven.
Okay.
Going to let it finish rendering out. Essentially, we're just going to build our plate components here. Cilantro from Santa Organics, a farm that we work with. This is a chili glaze that we actually make with the braising liquid from the pork, and some sambal, some maple, other flavors. So we're actually going to glaze this little sticky, icky stuff on top of the pork. And lemongrass and peanut sauce that we make is a lot of ingredients. We've got some fresh pea shoots. I take some of this fresh farm-grown cilantro, and I just like to pick it into the salad. So this is just a little bit of sesame oil. It's mirroring our kind of Asian flavors that are in our lemongrass and peanut sauce. Kind of centralize it on our lemongrass and peanut sauce. It's going to be the fresh component of our dish. So as we're doing that, I'm going to be checking on our pork belly.
Okay. Ooh, it smells nice.
So you can see some of the fat has started to come out here.
Yeah.
And if we give it a turn, look at that caramelization.
It's
I mean,
looking really
it's
good.
hard to say no to that. So it's already been braised too, so a lot of the bad fats, I'll call them, have been taken out. So what you're left with is a little bit of beautiful collagen, a little bit of gelatin, and some crispy business.
All the good stuff.
All the good stuff, that's right. So we're gonna take some of this chili glaze and we're just gonna dollop it on top of our pork here and right back into the oven. So next we've got this squid, and this is the squid I was telling you about. So this is Humboldt squid. They're gigantic, they're very cool creatures, and they're ultra tender. So we're just gonna grill this squid. It doesn't take long, about 30 seconds per side. So we'll let that work.
Wow, that's a nice quick one, huh?
and the scores on the squid. So it's not just for letting them marinate, and it's also for presentation because they kind of open up like a flower, and it looks quite pretty on the plate. So we've got our finished pork belly here and our charred Humboldt squid.
Beautiful.
And we're just gonna start plating this. Let's take a little pork belly, or a lot of pork belly, depends how you're feeling that day. Okay, and then we're gonna kind of lean our squid just against the pork here.
Wow.
So just that.
Beautiful.
So to finish this dish now, we're gonna take a little bit of fresh pear. We're just gonna cut some slices here. I've got my nice sharp miyabi. So we're just gonna kind of cut thin slices here. The freshness of the pear is gonna go really, really nice. It's got that crunch too.
Nice garnish. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're just gonna kind of lean some slices up here. Now I've got a little bit of chimichurri sauce here, so it's an herb-based, really bright, refreshing sauce. It's gonna make those pea shoots pop too. A little bit of pink Saanich Organics radish.
Nice crunch there.
Looks pretty. It's a little spicy. It'll go good with the chili glaze. And last but not least, we've got some of my homemade lacto-fermented cucumbers. So a little pickly kind of acid component that's gonna go really well with all of our rich, unctuous flavors here.
Boy, that's a hefty dish. Oh man.
I think it looks all right.
I think it looks more than all right. It looks like I gotta taste it right now.
It's time to tuck in.
All right, let's tuck in. You know how excited I am?
Oh, that pork pulls away so nicely.
I want to try to get everything all at once. I don't think I can.
I put so many components,
You
I
did.
don't know.
Oh no.
How's that taste?
That completely melted in my mouth.
Yeah. The pork just turns to liquid as soon as you bite into it.
But
Delightful.
the squid too, not chewy in the slightest.
No,
But
no.
Juicy. That is beautiful.
Yeah, give that peanut sauce a try there. Tell me what you think of that.
Oh my god. This is incredible. Oh wow. The sesame kind of also pops out in
Yeah,
that also.
absolutely. And you got aromatics like ginger and garlic and shallot, lemongrass, coriander
So
seed.
just think what you just, you have all that, yeah, the coriander just came out in it. Oh my god, really good.
Nice floral taste to have with the fatty pork.
So I think what's amazing is like there's a lot of components in there, citrus and nutty and herbally and all of that, but somehow nothing's really taking over. It's all like perfect together. Oh, I love it.
I'm glad you like it.
I do love
It's kind
it.
of a bit what Little Jumbo's about.
I
I
love
mean, even in our cocktail program, we always use really fresh juices, fresh ingredients, and there will be a lot of components in them, but to have them sing on your palate is what we strive to do
That's
here.
what it is, like a whole singing of the palate. Oh my god, wow, fantastic. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Oh, so I'm ready for one of your cocktails, but I can't leave this. So this is coming with me, okay? Thank you.
I do not blame you.
Come join me if you like, but
I
I'm
will.
out of here.
My name's Avi. I'm one of the head bartenders here. I'm going to make for you my cocktail called the Curtain Call. It's a tribute to two of our former employees. Nate was the bar manager here since day one. Kyle was the head bartender for years as well. Kyle loves Negronis. Nate loves absinthe. They both recently moved on, so I decided to make an absinthe Negroni.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to start
It was just
with
Negroni week.
2/3 of an ounce of Taboo absinthe from the Okanagan. Then we're going to go a full ounce of Aperol. If you've ever had Campari, Aperol is like Campari's hot younger sister. She's sweeter, a little bit less bitter, a little bit more fun. Finally, we're going to do an ounce of Martini Bianco, fortified white wine. Got great dill notes, will play beautifully with our absinthe. Just going to stir this down, strain it over some ice, garnish it with a nice thick swath of lemon peel. A little bit of acid in there to cut through the sweetness. What you're going to see is a really cool sort of milky orange. That's the louche. That's what happens when absinthe interacts with water.
Right.
There you go, my friends.
Thank you, Avi.
Enjoy.
Oh,
That is really good.
oh my god, what a nice combination.
Oh my gosh.
I think you've created a new Negroni drink for me. This is delicious.
This is excellent.
Thank you, Avi.
Thank you.
What would a good city be without a deli? Back in the limo, it's off to Choux Charcuterie. Here they smoke their own meats, make foie gras, pâtés, and sausages, and have the most incredible international cheeses. What a spread! Oh, yes. Oh my gosh, look at this spread. Thank you.
Oh, no problem.
Wow, so what do we got?
You see in front of you is a different selection of cheeses that we bring in from both Europe and the domestic market, as well as house-made charcuterie. So right now we have our house smoked Gouda. We have also got our house-made Lonzino and our house-made Sopresta.
Wow.
In terms of cheeses, we have from the UK, everyone's favorite, Blue Stilton.
Yeah, of course.
Yep. From Spain, what we are recommending right now is a Don Helidoro, which is it's cheap and it's got crusted with rosemary. It's quite good, and we're gonna pop over one of our chef d'oeuvres here, and we've also just got a selection of cornichons and different types of olives going on.
Oh, delicious. Let's dig in.
Gosh. I don't know where to
I don't know. Let's try this copa. Oh my
What was
god.
this one, Copa?
Copa.
Yeah, that's our smoked Copa.
Fatty.
Yes, yeah. So I mean, again, yeah, I want everything to taste like home, right? I want the Europeans to come in, and that's always been my goal.
I have a knife, and I'll
Oh,
get
yeah,
a little
of
bit of cheese, and then. Oh wow, that's a knife. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. I'm a cheeseaholic, so this is like perfect. I like this
This
knife.
is what
So this is the VMSR, which is our
Oh, I love that
18-month
cheese.
aged Gouda,
Yeah.
from
It's
the,
got such a great consistency, that cheese.
from the Netherlands, yeah.
That's become one of my favorites. It's nutty. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
so that's one. That's definitely one that we've
what was that age for?
18 months. So
Yeah.
they do another one that's slightly less,
Lighter?
but we find that it's the 18 months is worth bringing in.
Like,
I love that one.
little salt crystals punctuating
Yeah,
it, so good.
exactly. You got a crunch in there. I gotta get over there because
Oh,
that looks
here.
really good. Thanks.
Oh my gosh.
See, how could I resist
She's
that?
afraid of the knife, that's what it is.
I'll leave you to the cutting. I did all right.
I try. You're trying this one, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I found a little olive in there.
I know.
So where are the olives from?
The olives we
you
bring
for that.
in from the Mediterranean. We believe in nothing but the best quality
Oh my
product
gosh.
here at Choux Charcuterie.
Those are really good. It's like such a fruitiness to that.
Yeah, so those are our mini Niçoise olives.
And, oh, this is
Yeah,
great.
we are that's
No
Don
wonder.
Heli if you want to try
Oh,
that
wow.
one as well.
Delicious. And these olives are like fresh.
Those are fresh, yeah.
I love olives
love
that are like
olives.
this because they're less salty. They're so good. Okay, you want some? What is
You
this?
really taste the rosemary.
You do, but it's not overpowering,
No.
which is so nice. But it's amazing how it gets through into that cheese.
Which is your favorite?
I'll have to try them all again to tell you that. I really love the copa. I thought it was
Oh, the copas,
excellent.
yeah.
I had it to me like a really good, fattiness and fullness
it's got
to
like
it.
good mouthfeel. It's rich, but not cloying.
And I do love this cheese.
Yeah.
I do. I
The
love
ۋیمسر
it.
is yeah.
It really
Can't
is.
go wrong.
The Vímsr is a classic, yes.
Yeah, this is so great. So you have this right in your neighborhood. How
I know.
nice. Oh,
You know what
God.
the best thing is, like on a Friday night when you don't feel like cooking, you can come down and get a couple things, get a baguette, open a bottle of wine.
Isn't that like the best way to eat? I mean,
like
it's just
the ultimate, like,
it is the ultimate.
you've heard of the 100-mile diet? This is like the 5-block diet. You know, if you live downtown, work downtown, shop downtown.
You're covered.
You're covered.
Oh wow. I get to share. It's good to be back in the car since the rain's starting to get quite heavy now. Ugh, just when we're supposed to be going to the harbor for some fish and chips and at the coolest place in an old cargo container. Well, how's this for service? I get drive-up limo service. Thanks, Redfish, Bluefish.
Oh my gosh.
Right, well, I think this is one way to end a day out, don't
I
you
would-
think,
I would
before you
say-
head back to the cruise?
Look at that. So this
Oh my
is
gosh.
the tuna salad.
Oh my god, wow.
Isn't it incredible? And it was prepared. It was cooked in a shipping container.
That's crazy.
So their whole thing is sustainability, and so they use ocean-wise seafood, fresh caught from the local area. Here, let me hold it for you. And everything is upcycled, recycled, biodegradable, carbon neutral.
Well, I have to say, this has just been has this been a very jam-packed day for you? Because this is pretty, we did a lot of stuff.
We did do a lot, but you know what, it was a lot of fun, and I think that you got a great overview of Victoria. I mean, in
we did.
6 hours, I mean, you've had 6 meals, I think, right?
I know it was a rainy day here, but you still showed me the beauty of your city.
Well, and you know what? It's great that you came, and you got to try the local cuisine, local cocktails, meet some local chefs, and I think that it really shows people that they can see a different side of Victoria, from the cruise ship, and you can have a great time and have incredible local food without having to go too far from port.
Yeah, that's right. Just go in the limo.
Yeah, there you go. Right?
It was great. It was great. Well, besides it being wet, it was a real whirlwind of a foodie trip today, from place to place to place, and I got a full range from fine dining literally all the way. And boy, did I feel royal having my fish and chips and tuna served to me in my limo. So it was really fun.